Jason and I have spoken plenty of times on this podcast about our core friend group. I think it's just a fact of getting older that your friends become a lot less about quantity and more about quality, giving us a small but very tight group of friends to be with. Some outcasts, some orphans, some transplants. We end up spending a lot of time with each other. This week, our core friend group was suddenly and sadly one member less. Jason and I spoke about doing our new episode this week and decided that we just weren't really able to do it. But we did decide that there is one episode that we could re-release that just made us think about our missing friend the whole time we spoke of it and watched this movie. So thank you for your patience, and welcome to You've Got Mails.
You know what they say, if you don't have anything nice to say about a chick flick, come sit next to me and CJ. Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. CJ, how are you?
Fried green fucking tomatoes.
No, that's not the right movie.
That's the movie where the guy loses a leg.
Oh, I was wondering. I was waiting for a guy to lose a leg in this movie, and it never happened.
Me too, man. I got all the way to the end. I watched this movie with my wife.
Okay.
I get all the way to the end, and I was like, where's the guy that loses his leg? And she's like, that's fried green tomatoes, jackass. Like, what did you think about this one?
Spoiler alert. Well, that's on the list, so everybody, we're going to get to that. But today, we're talking about 1989's Steel Magnolias, or as I like to call it, whoa, diabetes, slow the fuck down. Just cool it. I didn't realize diabetes was that bad.
Fucking Wilford Brimley tried to warn us.
Rolling over in his grave right now. Julia Roberts definitely could have used some Liberty Mutual.
No, the oats. He sold oats.
No, he sold Liberty Medical, not Mutual.
Oh, that's right.
Get your diabetes testing supplies from
Good God.
Liberty Mutual. So, what coming into this movie? Aside from thinking that somebody lost a leg, did you have any preconceived notions, any thoughts, any ideas where we were going with this one?
No, not at all. Okay, 30 to 40 minutes into this wedding scene that it starts with, I was like, oh, this all takes place in one day.
It seemed like it.
Little did I know, it is a sprawling tale.
It is. I would say at least 2 years. It's a little muddy. I just gauged it by how big the kid got.
Yeah.
But it was hard to tell because they were jumping weird seasons. Like it would go from Easter to Halloween to Christmas, but not in that order.
I'm pretty sure
the holidays were out of order.
Yeah, like everything was on a holiday or during the wedding. Like every one of those.
Which was Easter.
Oh, was it?
Because they were getting the Easter eggs ready at the beginning to take to church.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's set the table a little bit here. This movie follows the lives of, 6, 7 women in a small Louisiana town. None of them has a normal name. Nobody in this town has a normal name.
I'm just going to call them by their actual God-given names. It's Julia Roberts and Daryl Hannah.
All right. I can't not use the name Weezer because it's amazing.
Oh, well, yeah, and Weezer. I didn't even write that.
It's a story about this handful of women and kind of just their lives and what they go through. This story was actually based on a play, which was based on a true story to a degree.
True story.
Well, the guy that wrote the play, he was an actor. I believe his name, Harland was his last name. I should have wrote this down, and I did not.
That sounds right. I don't even know the truth, but that sounds correct.
He went to law school in Louisiana, grew up in Louisiana, dropped out of law school to move to New York to become an actor.
To fight diabetes with his firefighter's zeal.
His real-life sister had diabetes and unfortunately had a baby against doctor's orders. They told her it could be a problem, and she died.
Wow.
And this guy...
Way to bring it down. I was just making jokes. Now I feel bad.
This guy had never written anything before. He was just doing a little bit of acting, some, plays and things of that nature, but had never written. And someone suggested to him, because he was dealing with his grief, maybe write some stuff down. Turned into a play. Turned into a movie. He also did the treatment for the script for the movie. And
he got to probably meet Dolly Parton.
God, what a treasure.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Dolly Parton.
Yes.
Question mark.
Love her.
Yeah?
Absolutely love her. She's overtaken Betty White, R.I.P., as the new nicest person on earth.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt in my mind that just Dolly Parton is an actual delight to be around.
She's the one now, like, you look back, you watch old interviews with her.
Yeah.
And she kind of had the upper hand the whole time. Like, everybody was like, let's get Dolly Parton on. We'll kind of make fun of the bimbo a little bit.
Yeah.
She knew exactly what the fuck was going on
the
whole time.
She's just the sweetest, nicest person.
Yeah, she's so good at being good.
So this movie, the director, I'm not even going to say this guy's name. I think I know it, but I'm not sure. But I didn't even bother to write it down because what an enormous asshole he was.
That's what I've heard.
Apparently, he did not get along with any of the women on set. He constantly harassed Julia Roberts and told her that she couldn't act. And she would just show up to like the other women's trailers crying. Joke's on him, though, because I think she won an Oscar for this, or was at least nominated for an Oscar for this. There's a great quote where I guess he told, asked Dolly Parton if she even knew how to act, and she said, "It doesn't matter, you're the director. It's your job to make it look like I can." Yeah. And I was like, she's the best.
I'm here now.
Yeah.
Like, you got to figure this out.
She's the absolute best.
And this movie was stacked. Julia Roberts, Daryl Hannah, Shirley MacLaine, Olympia Dukakis.
Yeah.
The youngest Dylan McDermott ever.
It was Dylan McDermott Jr.
Yeah, the cool McDermott.
Yeah. We're missing somebody. Sally Field. Goddamn Sally Field.
Killing it.
Absolutely wonderful. So I guess we start this movie with Daryl Hannah's character, who is Annelle, the mysterious woman, we'll call her, because nobody really knows her story. She's
mysterious 17-year-old.
Yeah, she didn't look 17, but she's all right, so she was 17.
In a 35-year-old woman's body.
Walking through this like idyllic little southern town. Not a person of color in sight, I noticed.
What the fuck is that all about? All right, look, I wasn't... Here's the thing. I was going to save this for my final thoughts, but now that we've said it out loud...
Yeah, cat's out of the bag.
We're going to replace this movie with the new version of this movie, correct? They shot one with Queen Latifah a few years ago.
You know what? We found this out when we were researching this movie, and I didn't want to put it on the list because... it looks like a made-for-TV movie. I'm not even sure. I could be wrong.
But now we have to.
After watching this movie, we just have to. It's just as a matter of...
and what I am hoping for when we finally get to see that version...
Yes.
...is that the only white people in that movie are working for them.
Yes.
Because that's what this movie was. And I was like, the fuck is this, like, antebellum South bullshit going on?
I mean, it was 1989... I'm not making excuses, but I mean, I watching it, I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, this makes sense for the time that they weren't putting, it was just a bunch of white people in this movie. I'm watching, she's walking through town, and I was like, just all white as far as the eye can see. Like, what's going on here? And then they finally get to the house where the wedding's taking place, and I was like, oh, there's a black person. Oh, she's washing the windows. Oh, there's another. Oh, she's cleaning the floors. I was like, Jesus Christ.
What is this?
This movie had movie didn't age well.
In that regard, it did not.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil things, but I generally enjoyed this movie. But that part did not sit well and did not age well. And just, my God. So Julia Roberts plays Shelby. She's one of our main characters. Kind of the whole movie revolves around the dynamic between her and her mother, Malene?
Sally Field.
Again, weird names, like apostrophes where there shouldn't be apostrophes. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's got to be short for something. The whole movie kind of revolves around their dynamic. And in the first, it goes kind of by seasons, by holidays, like CJ said. It's Easter, but it's also Julia Roberts, Shelby's wedding. And as main characters, like, I really hated the whole family.
I don't know.
Some of them grew on me, but like the dad.
That dad is a menace.
A total menace.
Like just running around with a handgun.
His name.
Firing it into the air.
His name is Drum, by the way.
Drum?
Drum. His name is Drum. I'm assuming that's short for, I don't know, Drumifer.
Like it gets to the point where she has to hide his handgun.
Were you waiting for somebody to get shot?
I have it written here. Like, this is the first movie where we literally have a Chekhov's handgun.
Yeah, we had Chekhov's gun, and then nothing came of it. Like,
nothing happened. They put that gun away. He never found it again.
Yeah.
Until, that little boy a few years after the movie's filmed,
Jesus. Yeah.
Roaming around, finds it in the cupboard or whatever.
Holy hell. Yeah, I really thought someone was going to die. I think I put in my notes at that point, it was going to be one of the sons. This whole movie, the tagline for this movie, when we watched the trailer, the only funny movie that'll make you cry.
The funniest movie
that'll make you cry. So, I'm expecting the worst throughout the whole movie, right?
Yes.
I could not figure out who was going to die the whole movie.
I would say I had no idea from minute to minute where this movie was going.
Like,
I have it written down here. I have Shirley MacLaine, gonna die. Oh, maybe it's Olympia Dukakis. And then I wrote, oh, Sally Field gonna die.
Yeah.
When they started talking about doing the kidney
take her
swap.
kidney, yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, she ain't making it out of this. And the whole time she's been warning her. Now her daughter's got to live with this fact.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert.
But just
daughter ain't living with shit.
No, yeah. Julia Roberts, 20-year-old spoiler, is the one who dies in this movie. But everything was just so kind of low stakes. So, like, you find out that very early on, which this scene for me, and then I realized Julia Roberts was at least nominated for an Oscar, maybe won one. When she has like a diabetic attack, I was like, God damn it, she's a really good actress too. Like,
Julia Roberts is great.
It's kind of like last week with the Meryl Streep thing, where I was like, I don't really get it, and then I saw Bridges, and I was like, oh, I get it. She's really good.
Yeah,
Julia Roberts, really good. But we find out that she has diabetes, apparently a very severe
the
form.
most aggressive cancer-like diabetes you've ever seen.
Yeah. So throughout the movie, it's kind of an overarching theme where her mom is the one who's really taking care of her and making sure, like, keeping this in check. And Julia Roberts gets married, and then she wants to have a kid, and against doctor's orders, because they're telling her, you may not survive childbirth. This could cause a lot of complications. She has the baby anyway. Then her kidneys start to shut down.
Yeah.
But throughout this movie, like, first of all, they're like, if you have this baby, you're going to die.
Yes.
Baby just comes and goes. Like, no, there's no drama.
Let's just jump a few months, you know?
No, it's like there's the wedding. She tells her mom she's pregnant. They have a fight. Flash forward a year later, the baby's fine, healthy, so is Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Apparently. Then we find out that her kidneys are shutting down. She has to have dialysis, and she's like, no big deal. It's not a big deal to her. Like, no, they just play it off like it's no biggie.
Dialysis that's a lifetime of pain.
Yes. I mean, her arms are just battered. Like
Holy
they show.
horror movie, Batman.
Yes.
That arm, that had to be prosthetic. Like there was.
I think it was makeup, but it was pretty. Yeah, it was prosthetic. It definitely wasn't. I mean, I don't think they really beat the show. Julia Roberts' arm for this movie.
Yeah,
I guess it's possible, but I mean, that's acting.
I mean, when they pulled that up, though, I gagged. I like audibly was like, oh.
Yeah, it was not a good look. But then they find out that, you know, the only thing that can help her is a kidney transplant. So mom offers up a kidney, and I'm like, well, this is where somebody's going to die. They put him in the hospital. Doctor comes out and goes, hey, everybody. Went swell. Everything's great.
You like how they're in the hospital and it's like the old ladies are all just puffing away on their smokes.
I put that in my notes. Smoking in the hospital. What a time to be alive.
Doc comes out, puts one out on one of the ashtrays.
Yeah, those were the days.
Wall.
So doctor comes out, everything's fine, and then they move on. And all throughout this movie, I'm like, well, somebody's going to die eventually because something's going to, you know, make me cry. And finally... And
finally.
When she finally did die, it was just so like, well, I knew it was coming.
Oh, you didn't feel it? I think I teared up. My wife went through the emotions.
Oh, did she?
Movie.
So this was another on the verge of crying, but not crying, and it wasn't even the death. Again, it was the friend love.
Yeah.
It was the scene at the end where they're all standing around her grave. You know, they all go to
Sally Fields just like holding an Oscar.
Oh my
speech.
God. And I wrote down, I was like, she better have won an Oscar for this. And I don't think she did.
No.
But that was emotional. That was a strong performance. But, you know, they all go to the funeral and then they're all kind of going their separate ways to get in their cars and head back. And the friends all look back and Sally Fields just still standing at the coffin. And they slowly, one by one, all come back to be with her. And then I kind of welled up a little bit. But it was the friend love, not the death that got me.
The death got me, and then the friend love got me again.
It was horrific. Like the fact that, you know, they keep showing, you know, Julia Roberts has these attacks, like his diabetic attacks. I'm not really sure how diabetes works. But, you know, she would...
Apparently you can't ever be alone.
Apparently not.
No.
And I want to get into that because I am so angry at Julia Roberts in this movie. But first of all, you know,
carry a fucking glucose tab or something.
She's at home with her son getting ready for Halloween, and she goes to stand up and she gets a little lightheaded. Next scene, her husband walks in the door. There's a pot in the stove boiling over. The baby is in the living room just screaming bloody murder. And like it hurt. Like I was stressed from the kids screaming. And then he goes out and she's just collapsed on the back patio. And that's the last we hear from Julia Roberts. From that point on, she's basically in a coma until they...
Did you do what I did?
Well, what's that?
I really ruined the mood. I started clapping. And I was like, I believe in you, Tinkerbell.
Oh, God.
Get up, Tinkerbell.
No.
You can do this.
No.
I believe in fairies. My wife did not appreciate it.
It didn't work. I don't appreciate it, CJ. But that, like my biggest problem with Julia Roberts is she does not know how to handle this disease.
No way, man.
She works in a hospital. The scene before she basically dies, she's getting up to leave the hospital and gets faint and almost falls down at work in a hospital. Why don't you be like, maybe I should get this checked out while I'm here and not just rush home
But I got some red sauce on the stove.
to die on your back porch.
We gotta get home, get dinner ready. There's some gossiping to do. Like there's a whole plate load that she's got to deal with before she can get checked out.
It was very upsetting to me. Very upsetting.
Now you're missing out on the real prime part of this movie.
If it's not Weezer, I don't want to talk about it.
It is Weezer, Shirley MacLaine, and Olympia Dukakis. That whole
Clary.
Clary
was Olympia Dukakis' name.
Oh,
And
man.
Weezer, which I had to look this up because they started calling her Weezer at the beginning of the movie, and I was like, that can't be right. Am I hearing this correctly? Is this woman named after a 90s alt-rock band?
Yes.
That sang the Sweater song? So I looked it up. It's spelled Ouiser, and apparently it's short for Louise.
And it's a real name.
Yes, but these two are just fantastic. We meet Weezer because
They're basically the Statler and Waldorf of this movie.
they really are, and they've got the best lines. But we meet Weezer because, as we said, Sally Field's husband, Drum, is just shooting a gun in the air to get rid of birds for this wedding reception because he doesn't want bird shit everywhere.
Absolute menace.
Absolute menace.
Needs to be locked up.
Although we do find out later they're blanks. I don't know if that makes it any better. Could you imagine if you lived next door to this guy? I would be fucking outraged.
Yeah, dogs losing hair.
Yeah, this poor, and I'm a big animal guy, so like when she comes over with that dog that is so stressed out that it's losing clumps of hair, and she's like, could you please stop shooting in the sky? I was like, just let that dog loose on this motherfucker. Just let it happen. Turn this movie into a Cujo scenario where this dog is just terrorizing a wedding.
Also, that dog is a bit much for like an 80-year-old woman.
No, I loved it. It was perfect. It made all the sense in the world to me because she was so worried, it seemed like, about the state of the world at times. Like when they left the wedding at the end and she wanted her to walk her home, she's like, you understand the state of the world these days? I can't walk into my house alone. That dog was for protection. That was her ride or die dog right there.
Did you write down, like, what's your favorite Weezer line?
Oh,
from this?
absolutely. So Sally Field works in I guess kind of like a home where they handle people with like, or maybe more like a therapist's office.
Yeah.
So she kind of knows some secrets about people in the town. And she says to Weezer at one point, maybe you should come by and let us like talk to you and see. And she goes, I'm not crazy. I've just been very angry for 40 years. I was like, I feel that. Like, I feel that a lot.
I love the one where she's talking about Sally Field's husband. What did you say his name? Doug?
Drum. Yeah.
And he says, yeah, I bet he takes the dishes out of the sink before he pees in it. Like, this lady... Just the writing on her alone makes this movie.
She had some great lines. There's a point where Daryl Hannah's character, who plays Annelle, has the weirdest arc in this movie. And she was...
Okay, so you own, like, let's step into Dolly's shoes here.
Okay. First of all, since we're talking about weird names, Dolly's husband's name is Spud.
Yes.
So we've got Spud and we've got Drum. Moving on.
So you
That's all I want to talk about.
You're Dolly
Spud, really.
Parton. You're looking for someone new to help you out around the hairdressing salon.
Yeah.
That Spud built in your garage. Nice place.
It is very nice. Spud's he's a craftsman.
Yeah, he's
give him
definitely he carpents.
Yeah, he's got serious depression, but he's a hell of a carpenter.
Yeah, there is some subplots in this. They just lead you in, then they don't even talk about it ever again.
We'll get into that too. I got a lot of problems.
You're looking for help around the shop. This woman shows up. She goes, I'm a hairdresser. Her hair is an absolute fucking catastrophe.
It really was.
Like, it's completely wrecked.
Now, she's living in a boarding home, mind you. She's been through the shit.
And then she's like, I'm 17. And you're looking at her like, this woman is clearly in her mid-30s.
Yes.
And she's like, I don't know if anybody would ever... It's Daryl fucking Hannah.
Well,
like superstar model Daryl Hannah with the fins and all that stuff from that movie. It just, her whole character made no sense.
Well, first of all, you wanted me to put myself in Dolly's shoes. Dolly, her character's name Truvy, also
Truvy.
Weird fucking name, Truvy with a V, absolute saint.
Yes.
So of course she's going to take this girl in and take care of her. But there is backstory to this where she called the cosmetology school looking for someone to help her, and they sent her to her. She was the valedictorian of her class. So, I mean, she knew she could do hair.
Yeah.
She just looked a mess. But then you find out that her husband just up and disappeared, which we'll get into that later. Her husband just ups and disappears. She doesn't know where he's at. He took all the money. He's just gone. She's living in a boarding home. She's going through it.
She doesn't even know if she's married or not.
And you know, these ladies, you watch this movie, they love the gossip. So I think part of it was just,
oh yeah, you got a story.
Yeah,
like Dolly says that, like, oh, she's got a story.
she was
and
just
I want
intrigued
it.
by her. So like she wanted to see what her deal was. But her arc in this movie, like, so she shows up, like we just said, kind of been through the ringer, doesn't know what she's doing with her life. And then, you know, we flash forward in this movie by months and years, it seems like. So one major event will happen, you move to the next. So every time we see Daryl Hannah's character, she's completely different. Like, so she's this kind of bookish, nerdy girl in the beginning. After this first portion, we flash ahead to Christmas. She looks like a Dolly Parton clone.
Yeah.
She's got
She got
blonde
the giant
hair, big poofy hair.
I mean, I'm assuming in 1989 this was hot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the hairspray on the budget on this movie alone is probably...
They burned down that town if anybody lit a cigarette.
Outrageous. So we get to that, and then you kind of find out that she's kind of sowing her wild oats. She's kind of a bit of a party girl.
Yeah, she's like, I'm out drinking and smoking and dancing.
Yeah. Then we flash forward a little more, and she's found Jesus. Like, to the point where she's that person that's found Jesus that when they walk up to you, you're like, here we fucking go again.
Just like my big fat Greek wedding. That boyfriend had to get baptized into this. He did not want any part of it.
Oh, man.
He got pulled along.
And just everything is a Bible verse, and everybody's a sinner, and she's judging everybody. And from there, she doesn't get any better. Like, that's pretty much where her character ends, is still being that same pain-in-the-ass Bible thumper. And you're like, what the fuck? Even at the end, at the funeral scene, she has, like, I guess she comes to Sally Field and kind of gives her, like, a little bit of comfort.
She's with God.
In a way, but also read the fucking room.
Yeah.
Like, she walks up and she's like, oh, well, you know, your daughter's sitting by Jesus' side now, so you should be happy. And she's like, I just lost my daughter. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's real nice thought, but, like, I'd rather have her here right now and not...
Why don't you take your thoughts and hang them out way over there? Like, just fuck all the way out. Wait, doesn't Weezer at one point tell her to shove her Bible up her ass?
That's kind of where I was getting, because we were talking about Weezer quotes, and I thought about that one, so I felt like we needed to segue into Nell. Yeah, she tells her to shove the Bible up her ass, which is...
Whew.
Chef's kiss. I love Weezer. She's everything for me in this movie. But yeah, and so, you know, by the end, at that funeral scene, I was like, God, I hope she punches her. There was a part of me that really thought Sally Field was going to hit her, and I was super psyched about it, and then she didn't.
They even have, like, their little subplot between her and Clara, you said? Clary?
Yeah.
Where, like, even their friendship has a few ups and downs during this. Like, they have their own little thing going on in the background.
I felt bad for Weezer a lot of this movie, especially towards the end. At the funeral, and this is kind of what, you know, Sally Field is just turning in this fucking amazing performance where she's angry, and she's angry one minute, she's crying, she's so upset that her daughter's gone, she doesn't know how to make sense of it, and Clary grabs Weezer and shoves her, and first she could just punch her in the face, it'll make you feel better. And I was like, and then it really upset Weezer, and then Weezer kind of walks away at that point, and they make up, but like, they really do kind of bully her for no good reason. Like, I feel bad. Just
because she's ornery.
Yeah, but...
That's Southern for angry.
Maybe she's ornery because everybody's a dick to her all the time. But I wouldn't want her anyway. I mean,
like, even Sally Field's husband, like, bites at the air at her.
Yeah, well, yeah. That
part had me tear up a little bit, too, when they're at the wake.
She gives him a little nudge.
Yeah.
They're at each other's throats the whole movie, and then she kind of walks by, doesn't say anything, but, you know, there's been a lot of animosity, and she's kind of...
I got the tinglies now thinking about it.
Yeah, me too. She kind of elbows him in the back just to say, like, hey, I know we fight, but I'm sorry.
I got your back.
We're all family here. Let's talk about some of these, like, little subplots that you said that don't go anywhere. Because I have a problem. My biggest problem with this movie, I think more than anything. So the movie was based on the play, like I said. It was all set in the beauty parlor.
Yes.
There were no men in the play. So everybody's husband, boyfriends, all the male characters in this movie weren't in the play. They maybe were just spoken about offhandedly here and there. I think they did kind of a disservice to the movie. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, the men should have had better parts or better stories. They weren't fully fleshed out. And it kind of made, like, some of the decisions the women in the movie made are supposed to be, like, strong, independent women seem kind of stupid to me. Like, there's clearly a line running through this movie where Sally Field just, does she hate her husband? Like, it seems like she's super unhappy. And then in the beauty parlor at the beginning, Julia Roberts is like, "Oh, I can't wait to get married and spend my life with someone my whole life." She kind of looks at her like, "Oh," like rolls her eyes, like she has regrets, but it's never fleshed out. And Drum seems like a complete fucking idiot. Like he's like
I think it's just one of those
he's likable
things.
in like a goofy like Southern way, but he also seems like a horrible husband.
Yeah.
Her sons are awful.
I think it's a big fat Greek wedding thing where like the women in that area, that's what they're expected to do. You get a husband, you pop out a bunch of kids, and then you just grow old and make food for people.
But I just felt like the whole movie, I'm like, when's Sally Field gonna like get her time? Where's she gonna like stand up to Drum and like leave him or whatever? I don't know. And then you've got Julia Roberts as the guy she marries, Dermot Mulroney, right?
No, Dylan McDermott.
Dermot Muldooney. I don't fucking know. It's one of those guys.
He's like in eyebrows with legs.
His name in the movie is Jackson. So they get
first
married. First normal name. There's really nothing fleshed out about their relationship, but there's a point when Julia Roberts tells Sally Field that she's pregnant. She goes, "Well, I think maybe it'll help things." Like alludes to the fact that the marriage isn't working out. But every time you see this Jackson guy, he's fine. Like he's nice in the beginning, he's nice at the end. He's just
she even at the very beginning
dude.
Says, I told him no at first. Like, there's this whole thing about she didn't want to marry him at first, and then she gave in.
He grew on her, she says. But then, like she says, she's excited to marry someone and grow old with him. But she says the baby is, because, having a baby always fixes relationships. That's never a bad idea.
Totally. You start with getting a giant dog together. then you go and have a baby.
That's how you end up like Shirley MacLaine. Weezer, never have the baby and just have the dog for all your life.
Exactly.
And that seems like a great life to me.
You just want to be Weezer.
Yeah, I just want to be Weezer.
Just grow up and yell at people.
Yeah, I can't wait till I get old and just people stop caring what I do. Because I'm just going to be a horrible asshole to everyone, and no one's going to. They're going, "Oh, he's old. It's fine.
It'll be great."
Yeah, but so
he's got his pants on today. He's doing all right.
So Jackson seems like there's problems with him, but it's never fleshed out. He's just kind of there. And then you've got Dolly Parton's husband, Spud, who never leaves the house, is always in bed with a bottle of beer, smoking cigarettes. But she just seems to love him. Like, she's like, "That's just Spud for you." Never really has, like, she tries to coax him out and, like, kind of get him out of his funk that he's in. But he never does. And then finally,
for a funeral,
it takes someone dying to get this guy off his ass. And he's like, "Well, seeing her die just makes me think, like, I don't know what I'd do if I lost you." Where was this at the rest of the movie? Spud? You dickhead. Like, I just... all the guys,
this movie had you feeling shit, didn't it?
The guys in this movie are just awful. Like I said, I'm not asking for them to be better people. I'm asking just to like flesh out the fact they're awful and have the women make decisions based on how awful they're being and not just keep doing what you're doing and roll along with your life.
When they finally pull the plug, Jackson just kind of kiss on the forehead and walks away. Like Sally Field is there all the
hand.
time.
It's heartbreaking. Yeah, he's the one that signs the papers too, which made me hate him immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they're in the hospital, like they allude to the fact that they're going to just end it because she's in this coma, she's not coming out, and they show him with a clipboard signing, and then he hands over to the doctor. Next thing you know, boo, fucking flatline.
Hey, I mean, it seemed like it was the right choice.
And it's at that point in the movie where I thought maybe Sally Field is going to shoot him because she knows where the gun is. But it never happened. And
that gun never coming. There's another loose hook, like that they just left dangling there.
Who needs a gun when you've got a crossbow with explosives attached to it?
What the fuck Rambo shit is this?
Was it Rambo? I have expected Tom Skerritt to look at the camera and be like, "I'm Johnny Knoxville. This is explosive crossbow. Welcome to Jackass." Because when he can't find the gun anymore, he takes his two dumbass sons, who have been doing nothing but causing problems the entire time. Ties a bunch of firecrackers to an arrow and shoots that into the sky.
They did.
Like, this is the most white trash to ever trash through White Trash Town. It was ridiculous.
They did contribute to a lot of people saying rubbers, which I thought was awesome. Like, every character gets to say rubbers once.
Yeah. I mean, this movie was a right-wing lunatic's wet dream for the first 10 minutes because you had just people firing guns into the sky, people of color only acting as servants. And then you had Sally Field basically giving an anti-birth control speech about how much she didn't like the rubbers. So I was like, "This is perfect. This is as Southern gets right here." So yeah, there was that.
Somewhere, never mind. You lost me.
I lost you? I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I love it.
Oh, man. But yeah, like, another thing about Jackson, which I hate to keep harping on how awful the men are in this movie, but my God, they fucking suck.
I don't know if I feel that as much.
Really? They're just awful characters, and they all just seem like these women would be better off if they just all left their significant others.
I think that's the whole point. Like, they're showing how these women kind of run this town a little bit.
Well, if they're so strong, why do they keep putting up with all the bullshit? Anyway.
They are the Steel Magnolias.
They are. Julia Roberts is, she wants to have this baby with their town, and they can't. So at first they're talking about adoption. On multiple occasions during this movie, like, well, if we can't adopt, Jackson says we can just buy a baby.
How does that happen? Where does that work?
A couple different times she brought it up. It's like, we can still buy one. Like, where? Is this how things worked in 1989? Diabetes would just kill you and you could buy babies?
See, the South, it seems a little wild to me.
Oh, yeah?
This is right outside of New Orleans, is the way it sounds.
Yeah, because they take a trip to New Orleans. Well, Annelle has the option to go to either a Bible camp or go to New Orleans with Dolly Parton. Which one would you choose?
Oh, my God. Could you imagine a weekend in New Orleans with Dolly Parton?
I can. And it's amazing.
That's the life I want to live.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. So, yeah, like, they're very close. But this, oh, my God, just buying babies.
I mean, I like that. Even the men had sort of an arc at the end with...
the only one that did...
With Spud buys her a salon. She's a franchise owner.
He finally came out of his funk. Spud's the one guy that, like, kind of comes around. And it's not even, like, I don't dislike Drum. Like I said, he's just a big goober. But he has his, like, endearing qualities. Like, you get a few laughs out of him. And it doesn't seem like he's mean-natured. Like, he's giving Weezer a hard time, but it's kind of like a playful back and forth they have.
Where he is terrorizing her dog to the point where the dog's going bald.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess it's not as playful as I make it sound. But my biggest problem is, why is Sally Field's character seem so unhappy in her marriage? There's even a line where Julia Roberts, when she comes to tell her that she's pregnant, she goes, I wanted to tell you and Dad at the same time, but you guys are never together.
Yeah.
Like, there were all these little, like, throwaway lines that made me think that, like, things weren't as rosy and happy as they seemed, but never came to fruition. And it drove me kind of crazy. I didn't like it.
I could see that.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Just all the guys are just awful.
So I found your weak point is jackass dudes.
And it's like I said, they just
remember Weezer kindly.
They just need. You know what? You know who wasn't a jackass guy? The fucking guy that they set Weezer up with.
Oh, I like him. Little schlubby dude.
Yeah. What was his name?
Old Gil.
Owen. His name was Owen. And he was the most adorable little old man that I've ever seen. And I wanted to pick him up and hug him when I saw him. And I was so happy that they ended up together at the end.
Oh my God! Well, he was like her new dog.
So God bless Owen.
Basically, just dragging him around.
The dog, and then he was walking the dog at the end, which I thought was great. So the dog likes Owen. I like Owen. Owen seemed like a nice guy. Yeah, he was. Like she said, like you talk. They talked to Weezer, and she goes, I somehow I married the biggest two losers on the face of the earth, like back to back. So like I'm just done. And then she says about him, well, he was actually a decent guy, and somehow I screwed that up. So she gets a nice second chance.
Owen seems like the kind of schlubby guy that you don't really know too much about him, and then you go to his house and he has like 14 like medals of honor on the wall.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this guy, he batted down live hand grenades with his face.
Yeah,
to save a platoon of men.
Exactly. Owen's a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, CJ.
Don't get mad at me because I'm a dude.
I don't know. I'm just real mad at men right now.
You got any flowers to give this movie?
That's where I wanted to head. Because, none of these fucking guys are giving their wives flowers.
They literally make the reference to him stealing Magnolias, which I thought was a play on the title of it. He steals Weezer's Magnolias.
Yeah, but that's not...
No, the steal Magnolias because these women are hard as fucking rocks.
Yeah, which actually that was going to be part of my giving flowers.
You do your thing.
So at the very end, during the funeral scene, Sally Field gives her big monologue, and they're talking about the men, and she goes, they're supposed to handle everything. They're supposed to be made of steel. And I was like, fuck, please say, but we're the Steel Magnolias. I thought they were going to say the name of the movie in the movie, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite thing that ever happens in a movie is when someone drops the title of the movie in the movie. And they fucking didn't do it. They dropped the ball on that one. Other than that, yeah, my big thing was just how awful the guys were in this. And I get it that They weren't even in the play. So I feel like they got the very least amount of attention paid to them when their characters come up.
Yeah, you don't want a real powerful arc for them when the movie's about the ladies.
But I wanted the ladies to have a good arc based on the husbands. Like, I wanted them to make good decisions because their husbands were so awful and none of them did. They just let it slide. And that's what bothered me the most.
Hey, man, that's the way it works in some parts of this country. The husband, whatever they do, they're untouchable by the rest of the family.
Yeah. And my other thing I'd like to say about this movie before we get into our other segments, best ending credits I've ever seen.
Oh, with a sudden car chase?
It wasn't even a car chase, but the movie begins at Easter, it ends at Easter. At this point, Annelle is pregnant. Little baby Jack is growing up. He's a little bigger. Sally Field and them are all kind of coping with the loss of Julia Roberts'
it ends on
character.
an upbeat note for all that misery.
And Annelle goes into labor. Well, her husband, the guy that she marries, is dressed as a giant Easter bunny. And so she goes into labor. Dolly Parton and Spud throw her in their car to take her to the hospital. We find out early in the movie that Dolly Parton has a son. He doesn't get a whole lot of screen time like most of the men in this movie, not really fleshed out. But you can tell he's a bad boy because he rides a Harley and he wears leather.
As soon as they showed it, I was like, does that guy get laid?
Yeah,
that's a thing, right? Like, that guy was sexy back then, or?
I thought he was going to end up with Daryl Hannah, but he didn't. But anyhow, he drives a Harley. He's a bad boy. By the end of the movie, he has like a tri-hawk with like 3 different colors in it. And he's calling for Daryl Hannah's husband, and he's still in the bunny suit. So he hops in the back of this Harley with this guy dressed like an Easter bunny and this punk rocker with a tri-hawk. And it's just basically a helicopter shot of them driving away and then following them through the town. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, I don't know how we top this. Like, this is the perfect way.
They blew some budget. They were like, hey, let's get like kind of a car chase going around town here.
Yeah, they really did.
Motorcycle stunts.
Yeah.
Helicopter shots. Like, they really got into it at the end. I guess what happened is they got to the end of this movie and they were just like, hey guys, we got like an extra $50,000 here. What are we going to do with it?
Yeah, just do the camera. Well, like a lot of things in this movie weren't fleshed out completely. And I kind of blame that on the fact that it was a play. And the same guy who had never written a play before, I'm guessing he'd also never written a movie before, but then he wrote the script for the movie and just really didn't, I don't know, just didn't flesh a lot of things out. Like, it was just kind of like, we got to, the play runs about 45 minutes to an hour. We got to stretch this out to about 2. Let's just throw some explosions and gunshots and,
Well, like my final thoughts,
and a bunch of bare ass.
But so let's before I give my final thoughts.
Oh, your final
thoughts. Let's talk about the
ass.
cinematography in the locker room. That was expert level, not showing any dong.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't know how they did that. The amount of moving and shaking that those guys had to do, because it's like 30 naked ass men, rolling around, and they are all moving around each other, and I'm like, they choreographed this.
And my favorite character of the whole movie, Weezer, is just sitting right in the middle of it all, just looking at every single dick that walks by.
Dongs flying around left and right.
She was just living her best life in that locker room, and I support her. I'm here for it.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that was another just odd thing thrown in. There were a lot of just odd things. Like, I'm sure that wasn't in the play. Like, they're just giving like weird storylines to people just so they can flesh things out.
I actually got to see the play now. Maybe I'll read the play at some point.
There you go.
So I watched this with my wife. Interesting thing was, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna watch Steel Magnolias," and she goes, "Oh, I just watched that like 2 weeks ago. I'll watch it again with you."
Yeah.
Apparently, this is one of her movies.
Well, yeah.
Like, the movie you got to watch once every year.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Her list is The Shining, Halloween, Steel Magnolias.
That makes total sense.
And it was a lot like, it reminded me a lot of
They've all got
Girls
strong
Trip.
female characters.
Well, The Shining? Yeah, I guess so. She does live in the end.
Yeah. She's a badass. She kicks
Jamie
Jack
Lee
Nicholson's
Curtis
ass. Yeah, obviously.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
But by the end of this movie, like, it reminded me a lot of Girls Trip. And, like, I found a lot of this movie really funny.
Yeah.
She was cracking up the entire time.
Yeah.
Probably has seen this 30 times.
Yeah.
Still every moment got her. And
there's a lot of great lines in this.
I mean, holding my arm, and she's like, wait till you see what Sally Field's about to say. And then cried.
Who did? She did or
my
you
wife did.
Oh, okay.
Which she audibly booed when Dumbledore died. in the Harry Potter movies. She hates when things try to make her cry.
Yeah, that's a testament to this movie. If she watches this that often and it still makes her cry, even though she knows what's coming.
Yeah.
Good on you, Steel Magnolias.
Fucking Julia Roberts.
They said it right in the tagline. The funniest movie that'll ever make you cry. She laughs, she cries. They did their job. Good job, Steel Magnolias.
So how would you want to turn this chick flick into a dick flick?
I absolutely do. Yeah. Do you have a good one for this?
I think I do. I think you're not going to understand it, but I think I do.
Oh shit! All right. Well, let me go first then, because I don't. I have a very minor one that I kind of. So I really actually enjoyed this movie, and chick flick, if you want to call it, whatever. I got a lot of laughs out of it.
This was a chick flick.
Yeah, but if I was gonna change it and try to make it into a dick flick, I think I would go, as I usually do, kind of like suspenseful thriller kind of situation.
Okay.
So, Daryl Hannah's character, Annelle, rolls into town, muddy past, nobody's really sure what's going on with her. You find out that her husband up and ran off with all of her money and things like that. In reality, because my first thought was, did she kill this guy? When she first says what happens to him?
Yes.
I assumed that she had murdered him. And this was going to be a story about like a woman who actually did stand up to a horrible guy in her life as opposed to the rest of the women in this
it's
movie.
like that movie Monster or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like Monster, And then she pretty much just goes through town just murdering all these horrible guys because of how awful they are to their wives. And Daryl Hannah is just kind of going. And so, it's still kind of a chick flick, still kind of a strong woman central character, but it's more or less just she kind of rolls into this town, just sees how just awful all of these guys are, and just starts murdering all of them and setting the women free. She's stealing the Magnolias from these men.
Wow.
That's right.
It's
powerful.
It's got to be a movie already, right?
I'm sure everything's a movie.
I want to see this.
Everything's a movie at this point, but yeah. So that's mine.
So do you remember I texted you while I was watching this movie?
You did?
To see if you've ever seen a little ditty called The Deer Hunter.
You have, and I feel bad for not having seen this movie.
I wouldn't wish that on you. It is a.
I'm going to watch it now, and I also know that movie's based in Pittsburgh, right? The Deer Hunter?
No.
Are you sure?
Maybe part of. Well, most of it.
I think when they come back from Vietnam, I think they're living in like a small steel town in Pennsylvania. I think it's around Pittsburgh.
Oh, could be.
Who knows? I haven't seen it. So.
All I know is after that movie, I had to take a nap.
Everybody reach out to us. Let us know, where exactly does The Deer Hunter take place?
I had to take a nap after that movie. Like, I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. It is heavy.
All right. I like heavy.
Much like this movie, The Deer Hunter begins with a 45-minute wedding scene.
Really?
Where they kind of set up all the characters.
Okay.
What happens, though, and very much like this movie, the wedding ends, and they time jump, and all those same characters are in Vietnam, fighting for their lives. They end up in like a Saigon prison camp.
I kind of hope I know where this is going.
I want these same characters. Sally Field, Julia Roberts. So It's the wedding. It's awesome. We'd have to set this movie in like 64, 65. Everything's going great, and then time jump. All 5 of these ladies, including Weezer, they're all in Vietnam. Yes. Just marching across the field, flamethrowers, shooting guns.
Playing Russian roulette.
Yes.
I want to see
and that's
Dolly
how
Parton.
It ends. It ends with Dolly Parton going back to go get Julia Roberts, who is now like the Russian roulette master. And it ends with one of them getting shot.
I imagine Julia Roberts again. It has to be, right?
But I really just kind of want to see Dolly Parton, like, firing a machine gun at people, mowing people down.
Just in the muck.
Yeah, absolutely. And Weezer would have to be the drill sergeant.
Listen, darling, Charlie's in the trees. I can see him right there. Let's come on, everybody. Let's get your shit together. Like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Let's mow these motherfuckers down, all right? Come on.
Where is he at? 9 o'clock? 5 o'clock?
Yeah,
he's from somewhere from 9 to 5. Sorry, I had to.
No, that was perfect. All right. Excellent. Okay, let's Nick Cage this thing, shall we?
Yeah. We shall.
All right, I'll go first because I have a feeling that you might have some news for us here on the pod today.
Yes.
All right, so I'll go first. I'm going to connect this movie to Nick Cage in a very short amount of steps. I had to go with my Weezer's my favorite character. Adorable little Owen, the old man, my second favorite character.
Okay.
Did you know that this guy was a regular on Sesame Street? Like 89 episodes, he played like Uncle Danny or something.
Really?
Yeah, and then once I started looking at pictures of him from Sesame Street, I was like, yeah, I remember this guy. He was in Sesame Street. That's not how I'm going to connect it, but I found that very interesting. he's in a movie with Jim Belushi called Mr. Destiny. It's kind of a
bad movie.
It is. It's kind of It's a Wonderful Life ripoff where Jim Belushi thinks that his whole life could have gone better if one thing earlier in his life changed. So they go back and change that for him, and you kind of get to see what happens to him through his life.
So the butterfly effect.
Yeah, sort of like that too. So John Lovitz is in that movie.
Okay.
John Lovitz is in actually one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies called Trapped in Paradise.
Oh, that's a great movie.
It's a Christmas movie where Nicolas Cage, Dana Carvey, and John Lovitz all play brothers who are trying to rob this little town, this bank, and they end up, it's a happy story where they end up falling in love with the town, the people, and it all works out in the end. But John Lovitz is in that movie with Nicolas Cage. That's how I've connected this one. Pretty easy, but I had to go with Owen because he was just a fucking G.
Gotta love him.
Gotta love Owen.
All right, so I have a little continuation of last week where I actually found Nicolas Cage's talent manager and sent him an email.
Should we do a drum roll?
Surprise, surprise, I got an email back.
Yes!
Now, drum rolls are usually for good things, because this email does not go according to plan. Hey, Charles, thank you for your email, but we are not setting up any interviews right now. End of email.
All right.
I am very surprised that we even got an email back.
First of all, thank you, that guy, for being nice enough to at least respond. So we weren't just out here wondering if the email got delivered, what happened. Secondly, not accepting interviews right now.
And that's the way I'm taking this.
So you're telling me there's a chance. So I'm going to say we give it another 6 months. We send another email, We just got to keep at it. Persistence. I think Mr. Cage will appreciate that.
I think there are respectable ways of going about this without being a stalker.
Yeah. Like we show up
I just don't know what they are yet. I have to do it. No, that's a bit much.
Oh, okay.
Here, I bought this hair on Amazon that they said was yours. Can you sign it for me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't brainstormed up a new way yet. The only idea I have is let's make this podcast so big that he can't ignore it. But that seems a little tougher.
It's a long game, We're playing the long game here.
The man just turned 60. We got another good 30 years with Nicolas Cage around. So
yeah, my only other thought would be maybe if one of us were to steal his face and then put it on our face
off.
Yes, and then we filled in as Nicolas Cage. But that's just, I'm spitballing here. Maybe. We'll talk about that later.
I'm picturing you with Nicolas Cage's face on your face, and it's too much.
Gorgeous. Oh, all right. All right, let's rate it. You want to go first?
I'm going to give this one a 4.5.
4.5?
I dug this movie, man. I understand why it was famous. I'm taking off the half a point, basically, for... See, I don't know if I feel as strongly about the men on this one as you do. I think they were just window dressing, and they never really bothered me.
Okay. They were definitely window dressing.
The fact that the diversity in this movie is basically like one race working for the other. Yeah. Not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really hope whenever we see the newer version that is just completely swapped. That would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, 4.5.
Very nice.
I can see why this movie is a classic.
So I'm a little torn on this one because, God damn it, if I didn't have a really good time watching this movie. Like, I laughed out loud so many times. Like, this is like,
it's the funniest movie that made you cry.
But I didn't cry. Oh. But I was close. I literally was like howling at points of this movie. Like, I when you said Tristan was howling, I can just imagine. Like, I was probably doing the exact same thing. Like, there are so many great one-liners in this. Performances are great. Spectacular. Had the best time, honest to God, watching this movie. Glad I saw it. Would recommend it to people. But the problems I have with it are, like I said, there's just a lot of like loose ends in this movie, and like things that are alluded to, they're never really covered. There's like weird, one-lines that are dropped that don't go anywhere. And my other big problem with this movie is just how ridiculously out of touch it is for the time, like modern times, as far as like just the race and like the amount of people in I don't know if you noticed, there's guys just wearing like Confederate Army caps at the wedding. And when the groomsmen all pull up, they're all dressed like Confederate soldiers just shooting guns in the air. Did you notice that?
No.
Yes.
Oh, you mean the raiding party?
Yeah.
That showed. Yeah, that was a.
They're all dressed like Confederate soldiers. Which I get it. It was the South in 1989, but that made me feel icky when I saw it. So I'm not going to go as high as a 4.5, but I am going to go, I think, a 4. Because I did have a really good time with this movie. Like I said, it's got its issues.
Sally Field alone,
but just like I said,
she brings it up to a 3.
Yeah, just the fact, I had such a good time watching this movie. Honest to God. So I think 4 is the score I'm going with.
I love it.
All right, CJ, it's time to roll for our next one.
All right, how many movies are we up to at this point?
We are at 192.
All right, let me hit that generate. All right, we have number 9.
Number 9. Oh, you thought you could get away, CJ. You thought we were done with the Julia Roberts.
Is she still here?
She's still here, but not for long because it's Runaway Bride, CJ.
Oh my God, is she running from the diabetes?
She's not fast enough, clearly.
You can't run if they've taken your toes.
Oh, no. Come on now.
Oh, sorry.
What do you know about Runaway Bride? Anything?
Yeah, this is the one about she leaves a bunch of guys at the altar, right?
Yes, correct.
All right, who's in this?
This is Richard Gere. Leading man Richard Gere. So this is after Pretty Woman.
Okay, he's the guy in Pretty
this
Woman.
Would be there. Oh, and it's another Gary Marshall movie.
Wow.
So we did Valentine's Day, and we got this one now, and then we just got to get fucking Pretty Woman knocked out at some point. We got all the Gary Marshalls.
And all the Julia Roberts, right? Oh, no, because we still have My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, yeah, she's in a bunch, but these are the Gary Marshall ones, I think. And then he's done some other movies, too. No, absolutely not. Well, actually, that's the one with all the ladies, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm putting it on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going on. All right. Anyway, thank you all for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our Steel Magnolias episode. And until next time, stay romantic and don't be shitty to each other.
Watch out, diabetes is in the trees.
Oh, no.